come to the first fundamental problem, right? Making sure the flow works at a fundamental technical level, right? So you've implemented eSign and your branch or field officer on day one goes to the ground for the first transaction, right? And this is very common in rural scenarios, not as common in urban. Your customer does not have a smartphone. You cannot actually, eSign works on a system of eSign links. You cannot send them an eSign link anyway, anywhere, and they cannot open the app on their feature phone, right? So really the first recommendation is super simple, and you might be wondering why I'm saying this, but we're going to anyway say it up top, is your eSign service, whatever you use, needs an SDK that can work on your field devices smoothly without extensive integration effort, right? An SDK that supports all the modes of eSign you want to do, right? This is a no-brainer, bare minimum feature without which eSign literally will not work in your rural lending scenarios because you want to do it on the device of your branch or field staff, right? It sounds very basic, but honestly, people have come to us saying, you have an SDK. That is what we were lacking before, right? So an SDK is the bridge that allows you to convert your branch or field officer tablet that they may anyway have into a device which you can use for eSign as well. So that's the first step, right? Apart from an SDK, sometimes borrowers in rural areas also share a phone, right? Like one phone in the family, or they know someone who has a phone and they use that phone for everything, right? As I mentioned, eSign works on a system, link system, even in API flow, even if you don't send out a link, a unique eSign invite is generated based on the phone number of the borrower, and you need this to record sign and timestamps for to prepare a proper audit trail. And most eSign systems have a limit of one number per contact, right? So if you have one borrower and you use up a number on them, you can't repeat that number across borrowers, right? So in your case of rural India, where one borrower group may be sharing a phone, for example, or a family is sharing a phone, you just won't be able to proceed with eSign, right? So you need your eSign system, second level, to have the ability and option to send multiple or generate multiple unique signing links on the same device, right? This is again not a very common feature we've seen in urban use cases, but it was a very highly requested feature when we got into rural use cases, right? So now we fixed our technical base. We have SDK support, browser